Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Zero Contact, a movie about Anthony Hopkins, and I guess time travel. There's a lot of confusing elements here. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 8. Thank you for supporting the channel. Now, so Anthony Hopkins is some innovator, and you could tell because he's on the cover of Time magazine. And what's more innovative than a magazine these days? I get it, movie people. You still don't have another way to do this. You got to put people on the cover of Time. You could put them on the cover of some website. I mean, at least if you put him on a website, that would be something. But anyhow, he's a super cool innovator guy, and he dies. And after he dies, and this is a typical thing. Now, this is from the producer of Man on Fire and Domino, which were kind of cool. But he was the world's greatest minds, and he picks a group of people to continue his work. Is that Jillian from... looks almost like Jillian from Workaholics, but I don't think that's her. Anyhow, he picks a bunch of people from around the world to continue his work on what apparently is a time machine, and they have to get it to work, and the clock is ticking as a weird sort of pseudo-alien being, I don't know what he is, keeps showing up and killing them one by one. So they're all over the world, and then I think there's some time manipulation going on too, because one of the guys goes, "Oh, I don't remember this picture. I never put this picture in the nursery before. I don't know what that can mean." Here's another guy in Dubai. I don't know. There's a lot of elements here. And time travel. Now, I'm very partial to time travel, as some of you may know. It starts May 27th. Fear the Unknown. May 27th. Very, very much love the whole time travel aspect, but I'm not sure how that ties into this. It sounds like they're biting off more than they can chew here. It sounds like a very ambitious plot that couldn't possibly pay off well. That's what it sounds like to me. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it pays off spectacularly. It doesn't feel that way. The only actor I know is Anthony Hopkins, which indicates to me he was he's the anchor in this movie. He's the guy they hired to make sure people would go see it because, Anthony Hopkins is in it. But none of the other actors I recognize, and that's usually a bad sign. Now, he is also a guy who dies and then communicates through various videos, which makes it easier on the movie people because they could just shoot all his scenes in like a week, right? They shoot all his scenes in not even a week, like 3 days. And that makes it a lot cheaper for the movie because, they give Anthony Hopkins $300,000 for 3 days worth of work. That's a pretty good payday, I'd say. Yeah, I'd take that. I'd take half that. Take a third of that. Anyhow, so that indicates to me it's not really about him. It's about this killer, and then it's going to be a lot of people trying to figure out stuff that I assume Anthony Hopkins could have just told them, right? If they're... see, that's the problem with these plots. It's like, well, you have to figure out how to operate the machine. Okay, who built the machine? Oh, I did. And you don't know how to operate your own machine. No. Okay. So why not just tell us how to operate the machine? See, this is the problem when you're not... They're not playing the characters at the height of their intelligence. You have to do that. You absolutely have to do that. Or you get into these situations where it's like, well, we can't tell the audience yet, so we need them to figure it out. So we got to come up with a reason why he doesn't know how to operate his own machine. or you can't tell them. I can't tell you. Then they'd all know. They, the people trying to kill us all. Why didn't you contact us before you died? I mean, there's so many questions just in the trailer here. And look, I appreciate the movie. It's got a good look. The music I don't like. You know, I enjoy these kinds of movies. They're ambitious, but they rarely pay off. At the end, you have to be super smart to make this pay off. It has to have like a mind-blowing ending. If you're gonna promote a mind-blowing plot, then you got to give us a mind-blowing ending. Do you have it? I don't think you do. I think this is all just a tease to get you to go see the movie, and then it just ends, and you're just like, oh, well, I guess. And why is it called Zero Contact? I thought it was going to be about a certain medical condition that recently we had to deal with, I'll say. Yeah, I don't get it. Zero Contact. I don't get the title. Fear the Unknown. Okay. I don't know what this movie's about, so I'm afraid. If it's about time travel, do time travel. Like, time travel to me is such a great concept. It's so much fun in a story. I love doing it for the Pineys book 7. I loved it. I just absolutely loved it. And messing around with it. But if you're not going to mess around with it and have fun, if you're not going to do cool things with it, don't throw it in there. It's such a crutch if you're just throwing it in there. Okay? And, this idea that you need murderers who have like a cool look. Yeah, okay. In a slasher movie or something like that, sure. But in a movie where there's some sort of grand conspiracy and they're trying to keep it quiet, you don't need a cool look for your murderer. And in fact, it makes zero sense that he has some sort of weird, mask that has electronic static on it. I mean, he'd be approaching the apartment building to go kill a guy, and he'd be like, oh, look at that guy. He's got a weird mask on his face with a bunch of static on it. Oh, wow, where can I get one of them? I'll go ask him. Like, I mean, I guess that could be, is it part of a bigger plot in the movie that character's unstuck in time or something like that? Possibly, but I'm not seeing any of that in this trailer. It just feels like a tease. I'm sensing a tease here. That it's going to be about a bunch of stuff that they get distracted with during the course of the movie, and then it just ends. Right? So, first act, Anthony Hopkins, crazy innovator, dies. Oh, but he's picked these people to figure out this big mystery, which he set up, I guess. I mean, it'd be different if he dug up a machine in ancient Egypt and couldn't figure out how to work it, or he was close and just needs a few more components or something, but it doesn't appear to be that way. It appears like he built it. Right? He's the genius, so he must have built it. Why didn't the genius just leave instructions to these people? Why didn't he just mail them all instructions or have them hand-delivered or call them all in to his crazy place where he lived? I mean, these people aren't babies. They were around. Maybe if it was like a fail-safe plan, if he died and he meant to do it, maybe you could sell me on that. I don't know. So the second act, it's all set up. The first act, these people have to do the thing, and then they're talking on Zoom calls. Yeah, we haven't gotten enough of Zoom call footage in movies. Great. They live all over the world, and then, of course, somebody's trying to kill them all, and then they continue Zooming each other, I guess, instead of hiding. I mean, did he pick the dumbest people in the world? I mean, they can trace you on the internet. If someone's trying to kill you, you got to get rid of all your communication devices. Get away from computers. Go off the grid, as they say. Doesn't look like anybody does that in the movie. So anyhow, this mysterious figure is flying around the world killing people while the other guys try to figure out how to work the time machine, I guess. And then what? They go back in time, and then there's a scene with Anthony Hopkins alive, and that's how you know the time machine worked. And there's an implication that they solve all the world's problems at the end. The end. Something like that, I'm guessing. Yeah, I don't. It feels too artificial. The hitman, bizarre hitman who's killing everybody seems too artificial. Who runs these hitmen? Oh, it's the government. The government. Think the government send more than one guy? Think the government just, I don't know, arrest you? I mean, they're not all in America. I mean, even in America, that can happen. Just pull you into a place and put you in same place Jeffrey Epstein was staying, maybe. And, he had a terrible accident. Terrible accident. I mean, that seems like the way governments, off people. So, I don't know. I'm not buying this whole thing, I guess. And, not for nothing, I'm getting a little sick of Anthony Hopkins. There, I said it. Not a popular opinion, but I'm getting a little sick of him. He was in Westworld. I didn't think that was very good. I love Silence of the Lambs. Love that. I liked him in Thor. But, I don't know. It doesn't seem he's gotten a great role since, you know what I mean? A role that he could really dig his teeth in. It just seems like he's just showing up in a bunch of movies as quickly as possible. And I can't blame him. You got to make money when you can. But, this doesn't feel like it's going to come together. I could be wrong, but that's my opinion. And that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble. And the links below for our more base takes and all our various things. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.